What if I told you the last time the sun and the moon stood at this exact degree, 29-degree Virgo, the world erupted in protest, upheaval, and change that rewrote history? And here we are again, same eclipse degree, new lesson. Now, do you really think that's a coincidence? Beautiful ones, this isn't coincidence. The universe doesn't make accidents. It makes patterns, cycles, and echoes. So in September, and it's with September 22nd to be exact, in 1968, the Virgo eclipse at 29 degrees coincided with civil rights marches filling the streets, Vietnam protests shaking governments, students in Mexico City and Paris demanding change, institutions cracking under pressure. The same cosmic frequency we stand under now was alive then, and it marked the end of one order and the beginning of another. Now, today, September 21st, 2025, we return to that same karmic degree. This eclipse asks, will you repeat the chaos of 1968? Or will you embody a new kind of order, one that makes life easier, more peaceful, more abundant? To me, astrology isn't just about predicting events, it's about transforming our lives. And if you think this is just another astrology talk, you're going to miss the tools that could change everything for you. Welcome, beautiful ones. I'm Cindi, astrologer, mystic, and guide through the stars. And I want you to know something. You don't need to know or be an astrologer to understand what I share. Astrology to me is not just about charts and symbols, it's about transformation. So when I bring these forecasts, it's not so you can memorize aspects. It's so you can work with the energy. Because when you align with what the universe is really asking, life becomes easier. Struggles drop away. Peace, beauty, and abundance flows in. So let's look at this Virgo solar eclipse at 29 degrees together, not as stargazers, but as soul shifters. Now, in 1968, imagine the world on fire, civil rights marches, war protest, students demanding change, authority cracking. Now you can look this up, but I have it right here in 1968. And you tell me the eclipses right here sat with Uranus, the planet of rebellion. Now, do you think that was random? Beautiful ones, it wasn't random. The skies mirrored the streets. In September 1968, the sun and the moon eclipsed at 29 degrees, sitting exactly with Uranus, the planet of shock, rebellion, sudden change. Also, Pluto and Jupiter were in Virgo as well, amplifying the obsession with systems, order, and fixing what was broken. And then we had Saturn retrograde in Aries, which mirrored the struggles of individuals against authority. And what did we see at that time? Well, in the US, civil rights activists marching in grief and fury after Dr. King's assassination just months before. The world also saw protest against the Vietnam War exploding, young people refusing to be fed into a machine. We also saw in Mexico students filling the streets, a movement that would climax in tragedy at Tlatelolco just weeks later. Around the globe in 1968, it was called the year the world caught fire. The eclipse didn't cause these things, but it echoed them. It revealed a world that could no longer hold its illusion. Systems cracked, authority was questioned. The harvest of Virgo, which was order, work, and service, had reached its breaking point. Now, this time in 2025, this time it's different. Saturn is staring down right here. Saturn is staring down this eclipse from Pisces. In 1968, the shocks came fast and loud. But now, the ending is enforced quietly but mercilessly. Do you really want to ignore what Saturn is cutting away? The difference is profound. In 1968, Uranus shocked the system. In 2025, Saturn enforces the truth. This Virgo eclipse at 29 degrees stands opposite of Saturn right here, retrograde at that, at 28 degrees Pisces. Saturn is the cosmic accountant, weighing illusions, cutting away what cannot last. You don't negotiate with Saturn. What's false collapses. What's heavy dissolves. And what do you see reflected in your world today? Think about it. Collapsing healthcare systems, overwhelmed by burnout and shortages, strikes and labor disputes shaking industries around the globe, news headlines warning old models can't keep up, climate crisis testing infrastructures, the culture realizing that productivity at all cost is killing us. This isn't chaos like 1968. This is karmic enforcement. It's quiet, merciless, absolute. Saturn is whispering, release the illusion. Only truth can carry forward. Now, history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. The question is, if 1968 cracked the system and we didn't finish the lesson, what happens if we miss it again now? Here's the echo. 1968 cracked open broken systems. In 2025, it's demanding we finish what was left undone. So back then, movements for justice, sovereignty, and new systems were ignited. But many seeds were never tended to. War continued, inequities deepened, productivity culture grew stronger than ever. Now, the karmic harvest has ripened. Saturn opposing this eclipse right here ensures that illusions of control, perfection, and sacrifice cannot survive. If we don't embody the lesson now, the collapse will simply repeat louder. Do you understand that? If we do not embody this lesson now, the collapse will simply repeat louder. This eclipse asks us, will you keep trying to fix systems that were designed to fail? Or will you plant new seeds of peace, clarity, and sustainable abundance? You can turn on the news now and see collapsing healthcare, strikes, systems buckling under pressure. Doesn't it feel familiar? That, beautiful ones, is not your imagination. It's the same harvest that's coming due. The collective harvest is undeniable. In 1968, newspapers shouted, "The whole world is watching," as protests spread. But in 2025, headlines read, "Old systems are breaking." Whether it's economics, climate, healthcare, or technology, Virgo at 29 degrees is the South Node's harvest. So perfectionism, bureaucracy, over control, sacrifice, all of that, we have squeezed it dry. It's done. This eclipse says the obsession with productivity and busyness is ending. The broken healthcare and work systems cannot carry forward. Relationships and justice are resetting and adjusting under Mercury and Libra and Mars in Libra. And collectively, we are being forced to compost the old harvest so something sustainable can grow. And beautiful one, you feel it, not just in the news, but in your body, in your schedule, in your heart, most of all. This isn't just collective. If you're still carrying perfectionism, sacrifice, or illusions, this eclipse won't let you. You can resist or you can transform. Which side of history do you want to stand on? This isn't just about governments or headlines, it's about you. If you've been carrying burdens that aren't yours, this eclipse will cut them. If you've been lost in perfectionism or busyness or sacrifice, this eclipse will not let you continue. This is Saturn is where he ensures the illusion collapses. That's what he's doing. But collapse isn't punishment, it's mercy. It's spirit saying, you don't have to live this way anymore. Here are some tools to anchor you. So, before we start with the journaling, I want to remind everyone, if you've never seen me, I can only give you these tools to help you with the energy and to get you through this, but it is up to you to do the work. Okay? It's your path and everybody has free will here. Okay? So, I'm going to start with the journaling. I'm going to give you something to journal and I'll explain why it helps. Okay? So, I'd like for you to get yourself in a nice, beautiful space, something that's comfortable, something that's beautiful, something that makes you feel happy or calm or peaceful. Okay. You deserve to take 5-10 minutes to do this. Okay. So, what you want to ask with a pen and a paper, what you want to ask yourself is, what system, role, or illusion am I finally done carrying? And why this helps. Writing isn't just reflection, it's alchemy. Virgo rules analysis. And when you take vague feelings and put them into words, the mind sees them clearly for the first time. What was tangled becomes ordered. What was unconscious becomes conscious. And when you journal during an eclipse, you're not just documenting, you're aligning with a portal. You're saying, I see this pattern and I choose to end it. That recognition in itself begins the release. Okay. The next one that you can do is a ritual or steps to take, however, whatever name you want to put to this. Okay. It's your belief system. I want you to write down the system, the habit, or illusion you're done with. Okay. Then I want you to, after you write it down, bury it in the earth. Okay. Or compost it. Okay, so why this helps is Virgo is an earth sign. Virgo loves the earth. Okay, Virgo is an earth sign. She feels most comfortable there. Earth doesn't waste, it transforms. So when you return your illusion to the soil, you're letting nature recycle it into something useful. This isn't just symbolic, this is your nervous system and it feels it. It's not just symbolic, your nervous system will feel this. You'll notice a physical lightness because the act anchors the intention in your body and the environment. Spirit hears, but so does your biology. You are signaling, this no longer belongs to me. I'm giving it back. It's not mine. I'm giving it back. That's what you're doing with this ritual, okay? Now, the next one is choose one place to replace chaos with clarity, busyness with balance. Why this helps. Big change begins in small physical acts. That's Virgo. Saturn in Pisces dissolves what's false, but it also rewards structure. Saturn is asking you to structure by choosing one clear action. So that could be cleaning one corner of your home or your room, right? Saying no to one unnecessary obligation or creating one moment of rest to prove to yourself that life can be easier. All of this helps. It's choosing balance instead of busyness or with busyness, right? So, and here's the secret. Really small shifts ripple forward. So each moment of clarity becomes a seed. Each act of balance teaches your nervous system safety. That's when peace and abundance can root. When your nervous system feels safe, you can take all of these, you can take none of these. That is up to you. You can take one of these, two of these, whichever you feel comfortable with. And it's a good idea to do it today on this eclipse, okay? Just the act in itself, just the ritual, just the embodiment, all this helps you. This eclipse isn't taking from you. I want you to know this. It's freeing you. Every illusion released is space reclaimed for truth, beauty, and ease. The universe isn't emptying your hands. It's making them ready to hold what's next. Isn't that exciting? So, beautiful ones, what if endings were the kindest gift the universe could give you? What if this eclipse is mercy, cutting cords you never had to carry? Would you dare step into the beginning waiting on the other side? The Virgo eclipse at 29 degrees is the karmic harvest complete. 1968 cracked the system open. 2025 closes the illusion. The universe is saying, you don't get to carry the lie. Only truth crosses this threshold. So endings may sting, but they are merciful because endings clear your hands so you can hold the new. Beautiful ones, history rhymes, but destiny moves forward. The ending is also the beginning. The choice is yours. Will you release the illusion and step into the new dream?